from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show.
We are on the front page of Twitch every Tuesday, and what a great way to promote what the hell we do by having this guy on. Probably more polarizing than Alex Stein's probably more polarizing than us.
Oh yeah,
we're supposed to be having guests that are supposed to be adding to us, not making us more polarized. Pimp on a Blimp, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on the grind all the time. Of course I'm polarizing, Bubba, because we live in a political correct society where people are afraid to say anything. It's not the 90s. It's not the cool shock world anymore. So it's sad for people like myself that emulates you, that emulates Howard Stern. Now, if you try to pull that gimmick this day and age, they want to cancel you. It's ridiculous, Bubba.
Hi, hey, good morning to you, buddy. How many 15 milligram Adderalls did you boof before you started this rant?
I'm on a lot of stuff right now because I'm emotionally really disturbed right now, Bubba. So I just sent.
What's bugging you right now? Oh, Dan says you got a bad. Dan actually was talking about it during the hot mic, saying that you got like some type of it could be a cancer or something.
Yeah, I sent him the video too. Is it hydradenitis or
hold on? Let Dan as a doctor now is going to ask some important questions. So let's de-shtick it because this could be your health.
It's not even a shtick. Bubba, I know, but I'm not even shticking right now.
I'm saying we're not going to shtick either. Okay. We're not gonna shtick either. We're gonna back it all down, take the shtick down to zero, so that you can get a proper diagnosis from our very own doctor, buddy. Here we go.
So she was draining him?
Yeah, and Dr. Dan, nothing came out. She was actually very mad because when she tried to do the expression, she didn't get as much fluid.
My mom has 270,000 on her pimple pop. My mom does.
And I saw that, and that's why I did my own little version of a pimple popper.
Oh, so now you're stealing my pimple popper too?
Yeah.
Bitch, you already stole my pedophile signs. Now you're taking my mom's pimple popping. It's the only thing I got left.
No, Bubba, you have a lot left because, and I was just thinking about this. I haven't talked to you, and it's been too long because, I've been traveling. Tomorrow I go to Washington, D.C.
I do miss you. I do miss you. Like as a friend.
Bubba, that's what I'm saying. I miss you. I was saying, I got to go to Tampa, next week.
Yeah,
okay,
hold on. Having you on weekly, I love. We're texting you, being your friend. Having you come to town, that's something I got to prepare for. You are a handful,
mentally,
my friend.
Emotionally, physically.
Oh my God! I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have to start training. I'm gonna have to start. I gotta start Alex just coming to town training. If I know that, because I gotta start. Changing my hours and just the things that I take and how much I'll tolerate and how demanding you are and just you are a handful of a guest.
Bubba, the sign says it. It never was. One knows how many directions. If you ever need a verification on how many directions we're going, I'll be honest with you. So I'm going to DC tomorrow. I'm going on Tim Pool's show, who has just had to fight with Kanye. Kanye walked off his show. But I'm saying, Bubba, I'm stressed. I got this thing on my neck growing out. Nothing came out of it.
All right, so before we get into your neck diagnosis, which we're going to, when you go on some of these big time shows, you should give your, I'm like your kind of your guy. I'm like your protege.
I'm gonna have Bubba Pin.
Well, maybe sometimes if you could organically even get me in, my friend Bubba the Sponge. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes there might be a point where you could kind of get me in. You know what I'm saying?
Bubba, I could get you on Tim Pool's show this week, but you got to go there on a Friday because you do your show. He does his Monday through Friday.
When I have something to promote, and we know what, so let's not talk about. Then I'm going to start calling all the favors of people that know famous. I'll call my Joe Rogan favor. I'll call my whatever. I'll call Dion. I'll call Dion, and this is really going to knock your socks off. This is going to make you so mad. But hey, it's business. When the thing that I'm making coming out, I'm gonna call Dion to get on Dave Portnoy's show. Just saying.
And you should get on Dave's show. And see
that Howard.
What kind of friend? No, I'm saying you should get on Howard. What kind of friend would I be if I wouldn't? I would love for you to be on Barstool's platform. I think that would be
maybe if I was on Barstool and I was on Dave Portnoy, maybe I could be like, hey Dave. I'm promoting this and everything, but I got a good friend. You and him got a beef. His name's Alex Stein. He's really deep down, Dave. He's a good person. He's a good guy.
He will throw pizza at you.
Yeah.
Well, no, and this is what I want to talk about. Okay, so because I watched an hour-long clip of Hogan on Howard. He's wearing the Bubba Army shirt, and I'm like, Bubba's like the biggest Hogan mark, and this is why. But I'm not saying that negatively. I've kind of said that negatively. Because
no, actually, Hogan was a Bubba mark.
He was. No, he loves you. No, he was, but very mutual. No, but what I'm saying is, hearing this interview he did with Howard, he's talking about the 19-year-old his wife. I'm saying it made me really like Hogan, and now I'm thinking I'm kind of reassessing it because you said a lot of these wrestlers that had beef with them. Well, I get why you might have beef with them in a locker room, but really all the stories after, I haven't really heard any bad stories about Hogan. I was just talking about this interview. It put him over because he was talking about Linda, but the most glaring thing in it, Linda was at your wedding while Hogan was going through a divorce. What was that? Why would you have a Linda at your wedding too? That didn't make any sense.
No, they were still married. We got married in Heather and I got married in 2007. And so they didn't file for that. They didn't really file or get their divorce. They were kind of maybe going through it.
That was like their last date.
That was probably like that. Might have been the last time they were together as a couple for real. Yeah, you know what? I need to find that and make that. We're making videos out of everything now, and it's really working. Can you tell? Can you tell how
it is gonna pop?
See, one of the things listen, Alex Stein on the grind, Prime 99. He's one of our new contributors now because he's super popular and we're trying to get a little bit of a rub and we just are overall become pretty good friends. But the bottom line, Alex, you've been teaching us some things about YouTube, and Lummy and Rhett got a YouTube for Dummy handbook. And we're starting to do some different things like with the wrestling niche and, all the inside information that I've gotten that nobody from Hogan over the years that I never use. There's really a lot of content value in that. We're getting huge hits.
No, Bubba, that's huge. It's the nostalgia of it. I didn't realize that because, I really haven't, I don't keep up with the, modern day wrestling. I mean, sometimes I kind of see it, whatever, on social media. But I'm talking about listening to the Macho Man and, Hogan and their kayfabe and their shoot interviews. I'm telling you, that is a whole sector of content that I didn't even realize. So you really, and I know Lummy's on it and I know Rhett's on it.
Have you ever heard the call when Hogan talked crap about Macho Man and on the show, and then Hogan Macho Man called Hogan on his phone while he was on the air, and Hogan had to click over and said, okay, hold on, Bob, I got somebody clicking in. It was Macho Man, and Macho Man said, I'm going to come down to your house and beat your ass, Terry, if you don't shut up. And Hogan clicks back and goes, hey, man, Macho's on the other line, and he's full hot, bro. And, I mean, it was great. I got that stuff.
See, Bubba, that's brilliant. And I was just watching a clip. I should have clicked it to give it to Lemmy. I noticed Hogan was doing the Macho Man gimmick. He was going, "Oh yeah, brother." He did that about 4 or 5 times. Was that part of his vernacular for a little bit? He would always he was doing the march. He did the march 4 or 5 times.
Hold on, when Hogan and I were really best friends and we would walk around, we would be Mach. Be like, oh yeah, Terry, look at that chick over there. Oh yeah. And then Hogan go, and Hogan would go, and Hogan go, oh yeah, she's just got a little something right there. Yeah, dig it. But we would if we were like, wanting to say something irresponsible or shocking, then we would just turn into Macho Man. Oh yeah, Terry, you think we should take another Percocet? Oh yeah. Snap into a Percocet.
Oh, that's so funny.
But this is stuff. I mean, this is stuff that we are starting to get some traction on. In our YouTube world, we're now. Remember when you said, "Okay, you're going to hit." We're now when we hit 50,000. The next 50 seems to be coming a little bit easier. Like we're almost at 53,000.
Oh, you're going to hit 100. Yeah, you're going to hit 100. Man. You'll hit 100 by the end of the year, I guarantee
No,
it.
not by the end of the year.
No, not the end of this year. By the end of 2023, I'm just saying, yeah, you'll hit 100 and then this next year.
I'm thinking
it's hard to get past.
What was your big? By the way, Alex Stein. He's going to be a. We don't. Alex hasn't quite figured if he's going to be a Tuesday or a Wednesday guy. Alex is just whenever he's available guy. is what he is.
I'm Delta 9 one-way Stein. You know, I do have a busy schedule. Like I said, I fly to DC tomorrow. And Bubba, this is not to go totally off topic, but this is the thing that people don't realize. They say, "Oh, Alex, you're the pimp on a blimp. Oh, Alex, you got the big Blaze contract. Oh, Alex, you got the 1,000 subscribers. You got this and that." They don't realize I gotta go.
If you only had 1,000 subscribers, I wouldn't even have you on the air right now. You jobber.
You know what I mean?
359,000 subscribers. That's why you're
Bubba
pushing your wares on my program, buddy.
That's a fact. Yes, that is 100% fact. What I'm saying is people don't realize tomorrow I got to go get a selfie stick and get my cell phone and go yell and scream at congressmen and senators. I mean, it's insane.
Hey,
and I have to
you got to be looking for that new bitch from Florida, Anna Paulina Luna.
Of course, I want Anna Paulina. I want to sniffer panties too. I want to say,
now
you're
listen,
the new big booty Latina.
But listen, you got to ask her, man, what do you think? But be an anti-me because you'll get her. You'd be like, hey, man, I heard some of the stuff that Bubba the Love Sponge played, you know, some of the songs, man, that is, I cannot
really
believe.
Bad. That's
you know what? That's
disgusting stuff what he did.
That guy's a pig. That guy's an absolute pig. You know?
Ask what her like coming out on stage song was?
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about her being a stripper? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see. I like that. We need more strippers. Well, and people are making fun of John Fetterman. I mean, John Fetterman's an idiot, but him and I both have, growths coming out of our neck.
So a little less about me and my shameless self-promotion. We really need to. We have a medical situation here, and so
yes,
Dan, have you looked at it? I mean,
yeah, it's hard to see in the video.
Is it yellow?
Really
Is it yellow?
Are they bumps or are they holes?
No, hold on, you got a Band-Aid over it?
Let me see, there's huge holes. Hold
on, you got a Band-Aid over it? Dan can't see through Band-Aids, dumbass.
I know, I'm going to have to take it off. Bubba, this is what they said. They said, if it's dry, make it wet. If it's wet, make it dry, usually with the wounds, when it comes to wound care or whatever. But this hurts so fucking bad.
Yeah. Rip it off. Ready? 3,
the Band-Aid
2,
hurts?
Just take it off. Okay, Dan can't see it unless you rip the Band-Aid off.
Come on, Alex. Come on, fast.
I know it.
Go with
1, 2, 3, go. Quit being a pussy. Yeah, there you go, almost. Okay, now. All right, hold on now. Now, Dan, there you go. Dan.
What?
Now, it looks like 3 perfect holes.
Because they tried to drain it, remember?
Oh, no.
So you have a growth, and she was trying to see what was underneath it, and she did punch biopsies. You got 3 big old holes there.
Those are punch holes.
Those are punch biopsies.
So would you have a red spot, and they punched it?
Yes, those are punch biopsies, and the bump is still there. And now
who'd you go to? A witch doctor?
Who'd you go to?
I did. I went to a Botox doctor. Show him I went to not even a real doctor.
Yeah,
I went
she
to
was
a Botox esthetician.
Yeah, because
I didn't want to pay any real money.
Idiot.
I wanted to pay $200, and now my neck hurts 100 times worse.
What you should have did is just catch a flight to Tampa, live off me and my money and air conditioning and cars and all my other party supplies.
I did leave the air conditioning on while I was gone. I apologize.
And hold on, and just go right. Dr. Dan would have seen you, got you right into the office, and free charge.
Dude, that looks horrible. It's all angry.
Did anything come out of it? Did anything come out of it?
Nothing. No, they were really, really mad, and now it's not even a sack of fluid. So now I got to go to a dermatologist next Monday, Westlake Dermatology, because I'm going out of town the rest of the weekend.
So, hold on, go to the dermatologist for what? To determine if it was whether it was cancerous.
Now there's some. Yeah, there's a big glunky thing in my neck. Like it always was kind of like a small cyst, and like I've had it for like months, or you kind of felt it, and then all of a sudden it just like blew up after the Cowboys game. I know that's random. I don't know what. Not that there's any correlation. I'm saying that next morning I woke up at the Cowboys game. Like, oh, this thing was so big. It was
your body was so
like
happy the Cowboys are actually in contention that it's that it's freaking out.
Yeah, I know.
Are you on antibiotics?
Shutting down. No, they did give me some antibiotics. I got to take it. They wanted me to take a 10-day deal. Oh, what the hell? It's something intense. I got to go pick it up at CVS.
So now, hold on. When did you get this procedure done?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
You didn't go get your medicine yesterday?
I didn't go to the CVS because it hurt so bad yesterday. I got done.
They got drive-through, bitch. The doctor would have called it. I mean, come on.
I know.
It was important. Dan, was it kind of not important that he started his antibiotics? Yesterday,
yes. And then, are you putting anything on it right now?
Yeah,
no, and they gave me a bunch of crap to put on it. But
Like
see,
what?
Dr. Dan, I don't like to follow the rules and procedures.
Well, then you're
Well,
listen.
I do a white trizzle. I'm a trizzler.
You don't have to follow it exactly, but when they tell you to put the salve and the antibiotic, juice on it, that doesn't seem, you got to do that, buddy.
I know. I need to take the antibiotics too, but they say that's bad. I don't know. I'm
You worried about your liver, or you worried about? What if this thing gets infected?
I don't know what I'm worried about. I'm going to take it. I don't even care.
Dan's saying Dan says that if you don't,
it's already infected.
It's infected. It's angry. It's hot, and if you don't get it,
it is hot and angry.
Okay,
it's hot.
God damn! I've been with my doctor's a boyfriend. It's my boyfriend. I know practically a doctor.
Dr. Clem.
I walked into Dan's office yesterday and took control. I knew more about everything.
Dan had surgery yesterday, Alex.
Yeah,
Bubba had surgery yesterday.
Dan stitched up my nose yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll have to show him. We'll talk
See,
about
you and I both had surgery.
Yeah,
but mine was successful. Yours was a disaster.
I'm listening.
I know. Mine was working. Hey, Dan, it's hot. No, Bubba, you just said it. It's hot. I touched a woman. It's like a hot skillet.
It's angry, and it's infected. And you know what's going to happen is you're going to have to,
stand up with a big ass hole.
You're going to have to.
They have to be packed and wound packing, and you're going to smell like pus every day.
Then they're going to have to stitch up your shoulder. They're going to have to cut out all that red meat and then bring A to B is what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, you're going to have with a big hole in your neck. More than just 3 little
because
tiny
you're not
holes.
taking your 200 milligrams of amoxicillin that you could picked up at CVS last night that cost you $3.45.
It's heavier duty than amoxicillin, but I'm going to go take it. I'm going to
But you're taking them too late.
Cipro or Keflex, cephalexin. Do you have it with you?
He hasn't picked up his meds yet.
I haven't even picked it up because I'm just so lazy. I was going to freebie. I've been on so much fentanyl I can barely speak though. So I should be.
Well, first of all,
you're allowed to say that.
I know. You can say it. I just don't know if you should, be doing it.
Well, listen. I don't know.
I think I might
not be doing it. That's the thing. I don't know if I should not be doing it.
No, don't do it. I think that's when we'll finally lose you, my friend. You're gonna be right on there on the verge of stardom. You're gonna be like at 600,000 subscribers, and then you're gonna take a deadly concoction at night, and you're gonna Bryan Adams, test yourself right out of the entertainment business.
Well, Bubba, that's fair, but my dealer is tight with the cartel, so I know he gets the good stuff. So, you know what I mean? The cartel
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't. You got to chill out a little bit.
Diego is a really good guy. He's a real good fella.
Diego only sells you the purest of stuff.
Always been such a straight shooter. He invited me to his daughter's quinceañera. It was nice. It
brought
was
you to his Christmas party. I bet you I bet you drug dealers throw one hell of a party. Don't you think?
Yeah,
they got
big
money.
one.
Wait, Bubba, you never been to a drug dealer's parties? They throw the best party. Come on, don't give me that. You're in Tampa Bay.
Because they got whores. Because all the whores like the drug dealers, so they're all there.
Well, they have cash they have to spend because they can't launder all of it.
Right. And listen, I got $50,000 this month that I can't put in the bank. I already got my Lamborghini and my boat.
Buried most of it outside.
And half. So I might as well throw a party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as an expert as drug purchasing, I'm an expert in it, and I would say do not do drugs.
Illicit drug purchasing.
Do not do any drugs. Drugs are very dangerous. But there's 2 types of drug dealers. I feel like I noticed there's the type that is like the user drug dealer that gets high in his own supply.
Right.
And that person oftentimes wants people to hang out with them because they have a copious amount of drugs, And then there's like the businessman drug dealer, like doesn't get high. Like those are oftentimes like,
and he's the one with the yacht and the whores.
Yes, exactly.
The other guys, the other guy just has a bunch of cool friends that wants to come over and watch the ball game. And guns.
He's watching the guns and watching the Cowboys.
But the business guy, he's the one that has the yacht that has the 13 whores that are watching the game on the yacht. Yeah. That's that guy.
That's the pimp on a blimp. Yeah, no,
he's not getting high on his own supply. So now, you're headed to Washington. By the way, Alex Stein on the air. We have him on basically at his convenience. He's a big-time superstar, approaching 500,000 on his YouTube channel. Go follow him at YouTube. What is his Primetime 99?
Alex Stein.
It's just Alex Stein 99. Alex Stein 99. Yeah.
Now, what do you promote? What do you promote hard? What's your big piece of distribution? Is it your YouTube channel, or is it your Instagram? Is it your Instagram?
Really and truly, I'd almost rather have people follow me at Instagram and Twitter. But this is the thing: is we talk about this. You keep talking about this. The Glenn Beck, Papa Glenn Beck bucks, the big Blaze deal.
Well,
So
but
I'm
not
saying,
only
I'm
that,
gonna
but
have
hold
to
on.
build-
But I know you're talking about you have a new talk show on the Blaze Network, and people are saying you're making a lot of money and things like that. But
good for you.
And that's great. And I know the amount in it, and it's significant and it's impressive. And you know that I know the ins and outs of the deal. I know the numbers, and I was like, you know what, Alex?
Yeah.
That's and I've had seven.
A lot
figure,
more than that.
Well,
a lot more than my deal.
I've had 7-figure
But still.
contracts before, and so I've seen, I've been on the upper end of the radio pay scale, or so to speak, back in the day, and the number I was like, wow, Alex, for being a relatively beginner, you're a relatively beginner in this space, so to speak.
That's
it's
fair.
not like you're a longtime journeyman of 35 years, and And I was
Radio
like,
Hall of Fame guy.
Right. Well, and you've kind of popped up into pop culture in the last, what would you say, 24 to 36 months?
Yeah, max. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
really the last 12.
I mean, you got guys like Opie and Anthony that have been doing it since 96. Or me.
And guys like Bubba Clem has been doing it since 86.
Yeah,
so no, I understand.
But the number that they gave you to do this afternoon or early evening talk of on their
evening,
network, the Blaze
right.
TV network, I was like, wow. And it was to the borderline where I was a little worried that you could get less aggressive on your digital world, because sometimes when you make a big front sign deal just to do a show, the on the grind money that got you to the dance, you sometimes don't do it as hard. And I think that you need to make that great contract, but also stay on the grind. I mean, like
multiple income
use
stream.
that, and then use that that world to help promote the grind.
Well, no, Bubba's exactly right, because listen, now that I've signed the deal, and I mean the Blaze, they could hear this, somebody could clip this, and I know that they know that I would do this, but I could mail it in theoretically. Like I could literally just go do a crappy show and just
even your crappy show is a great show. So just go do a show.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. No. What I'm saying is, no, you're right. Is I have to grind. I'm a self-starter. It's just kind of my point being is, if I want to just kind of quote unquote give up, just sit in the studio and just talk about Joe Biden's dumb, Hunter Biden smokes crack, or whatever, that
you could make a great living off of just doing that, period. No more.
But I got to do more. I'm the anti-coffin pimp on a blimp. I want to transcend,
you got to, because you know what, buddy,
entertainment.
that a pretty attractive number that you're getting from the Blaze gets huger the bigger that other world comes.
Yeah, and a lot of people do go to the bigger networks, but I'm not even worried about that. The Blaze
I'm not even
he's talking about the social media platforms you've been making money on over the last 2 years.
I'm saying that your Blaze rub adds to that rub, and that rub adds to the Blaze rubs. It can actually fuel. Both of them can get much bigger, bigger.
Yeah. Well,
but you got to keep doing both of them.
Of course. No, I can't stop. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'm stressing now because I got to go get a camera, Bubba, and go yell at congressmen and congresswomen, and I'm as dialed in as it gets, and I don't know who 85% of these people are. They're walking by and I'm yelling at, California sucks, you're addicted to, I'm just yelling at these people. You slept with a Chinese spy. I mean, it's cringe. It's hard. But my point with that is I have to keep doing that because I have to get eyeballs on my new show.
Yes.
So I'm just saying there's pressure that I put on myself. I'm a self-starter.
On your new show, are you allowed to play clips of your grind?
That's what I want the show to be.
That's
See, I want
perfect.
This show. See, Bubba, what I want this show to be, I want it to be like not just a talk show, but more like a reality show. And it's like the gimmick that you have, or with Howard has, where you have Blitz, you have Anna, you have the whole crew. You show that, but I almost want it to be like
forgot about Lummy and Dr. Dan.
I don't even know who Lummy is, but Dr. Dan, I know he's the king. Who's Lummy? Who's that again?
He's the guy you talk to the phone almost every day.
Stop paying the compliment.
We literally talk every day.
We hate when you turn into a zookeeper. We hate when you turn into a zookeeper. Okay, don't be a goddamn zookeeper.
No, of course, Lummy is the man. But my point is, I like to break the fourth wall. The Larry Sanders Show is like my favorite show, so I want it to be a quote-unquote talk show, but like the fake behind-the-scenes stuff. So just a lot of heat with me. I got this whole studio. I got all these employees at the Blaze. I would like to act like the idiot Michael Scott and make myself the butt of the joke, but I want to, you know what I mean? I want to show
And
more
while
of the
maybe
interaction.
trying to make some of your ancillary characters within the studio kind of
superstars,
like you know,
exactly right.
Yeah, kind of they all have, they're a character within your Alex Stein world, so to speak. You know, if Jimmy the camera guy, it has half a brain, and you could actually make Jimmy the camera guy, you know, like your buffoon, and the camera gets knocked over. And
my producer is a guy named Jimmy. You didn't even know that. I'm telling you, the guy I love. Yeah, his name's Jimmy Von Thron. He graduated from Princeton. He's brilliant, but he's also an idiot because he'll do anything that I say.
Do what
it's funny
did.
How you instinctually knew that.
Well, listen. So do what I do. If this guy ever leaves, the next guy's name's Jimmy too. And so you always got Jimmy. It's always your producers is always
so
Jimmy.
Smart.
It's always Jimmy.
That is so smart.
And people never really know. Well, which Jimmy is? I don't know. It's just Jimmy.
It's your Jimmy.
It's my Jimmy.
Okay.
And then Jimmy becomes the thing. There's these aspiring producers who be like, man, I want to be Alex Stein's Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Then see, Jimmy becomes a gimmick in itself.
Well, listen to this. Of course, the Jimmy gimmick, I love it. And I talked to you about this off the record, but I don't mind stating it on the record because it's almost now inevitable. It's like the mass growing from my neck. It's coming to a head. But, you know, there's an employee that works at the Blaze that wants to work on my show that I don't want necessarily him to work, that I have to fire him. And I have anxiety on having to do that. I'd like to get honest.
Why don't you do it on?
What was that like getting fired? That's what I'm saying.
No, do it on the air.
Definitely.
That would be the best.
It protects you, and it's funny.
Alex, let's just say we're not going to hold on, Alex. We're not going to mention his name, so we're just going to call him Fred. Okay, I hope Fred's not his real name.
Okay, that's good, Fred.
So, day one, when does your show start?
Hopefully, the second week of December, we do a couple shows, and then it'll be full bore January because we take off 2 weeks in December.
All right.
We
so
get a few episodes
start off
kind of test episodes.
All right, so run your beta stuff through December.
Yeah.
So to get January all ironed out. So when you come out in January, boom, that's you've had all your little beta testing. So in January, you come out on your very first show. Now, is it going to be the Alex Stein show?
Prime Time with Alex Stein.
Welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. You know, your host, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Stein. And Alex, and then you come out and you say, "Hey, everybody, I really appreciate brand new viewers
cat.
here. I got my cat here.
Is the cat going to be on the set?"
And full disclosure, I just want to start the program off with a little bit of an announcement. But I mean, one of the things that I really pride myself on being Alex Stein, Primetime 99, is my transparency. And a lot of times my emotions in my real life scenarios that I'm living in life will come through on the show. My show is going to be this show is going to be kind of my life therapy, interwoven with political commentary and bonsai, marketing and things like that. But one of the things that's really bugged me for quite a while, as you know, we started beta testing this show back in December. And I really I think we've really kind of dialed it down to what you're seeing tonight, and hopefully we'll continue to get better. But the one thing, I just have to be honest with you, and I know this is probably so very unconventional, the way most people start their brand new programs off here, but one of the things that I wanted to speak about, and so I thought I'd speak about it to you, my viewers, and my family here within the Blaze, is that I am just uncomfortable with the executive producer that they've assigned me, Fred.
Bad energy.
Fred. The problem is, but the guy's name is.
First episode, I turn heel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
First ep heel.
Come out.
Oh
Fired.
yeah. No, listen. Just listen to me. So and so
I could be Frank or Fred or whatever.
Yeah. So Fred, listen. Fred here.
Yes.
I'm a man. I'm a man's man. I come from a used car. My dad was a bondsman. I've flipped used cars. I know how to put peanut butter in the valve train so my valves will sound like they're ticking when you're running them through the auction line. I know everything. Okay, buddy.
Well, that's why I respect you.
Don't talk about the peanut butter, Bubba. Keep that off the air.
Use peanut butter for motor oil so the valves won't tick when they're going through.
Do not.
I had guys from Indiana.
Do not do a shoot. This is a shoot.
This is an absolute shoot, Danny. If you're sending a car through the auction, right, and you got a bad lifter problem and they're ticking bad because you got a valve train issue, you put up 2 or 3 cans of peanut butter in as oil. as and the peanut butter.
Well, it's even worse. No, it's even worse. Yeah, they'll do peanut butter. They'll put anything in it to quiet it down. But then what they put is the block sealer, and the block sealer doesn't get fully hard, so it goes in there. They have like a cracked head, and it goes and fills in the gap temporarily. Run through the auction,
right?
Yeah, and then once you get it hot again, it gets
it literally has like a 9-minute shelf life of working, right?
Like on the highway home.
Yeah, you might make it one exit. I mean,
Bubba, that's why I'm telling you. This is why, like, anytime I'm worried about tomorrow, I'm like, oh, I got to go yell at Congressman. I think about the times that I was broke down
and you were using peanut butter on the
at the car auction. The peanut butter car, right. And then I didn't know what to do with it. It's even worse than using it is when you buy the peanut butter car. You're like, how am I going to sell it?
Or that before you and your dad went to the auction together to go flim flam some people, your dad called you and told you to go to Sam's Club and buy a pallet of peanut butter. I mean, that's the side of the tracks that you really come from, my friend.
Yes,
and so
it's not a glamorous lifestyle.
So we're it's the opening of the show, and so Fred, Dan, you got to play Fred, okay? Now, Dan, don't play Fred in the manner that you're a doctor and a lawyer and a big swinging dick. Just play Fred, happy to have a job in the TV business.
Working with one way, Alex Stein.
Right, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And Dan, you got to admit, you're like 30, maybe 40 years, you're like 30 years younger than you are now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is all good and well, but the guy that he's trying to fire is named Glenn Beck. So,
well, no,
no,
stop.
Glenn is the king.
Nut hut. Shut up, Blitz.
That's not okay.
So listen, hey, Alex Stein show, and listen, I've always prided myself on being transparent, and as all you new viewers know, this is a brand new show. I just signed a big time contract with Glenn Beck. He's my boy. I do his lawn work on the weekends, and I got a big time 15-year deal, and it's basically I'm the man. I'm the new guy here. I'm going to have Tucker Carlson ratings soon. So. We've been beta testing this show that you're seeing right now for about a month now. We started in December, and tonight's our first night. Well, in full disclosure, because that's the kind of guy I want to be, and sometimes I have to be full disclosure in very uncomfortable situations, but I got to get something off my chest, and I've brought my executive producer, Fred, here. He's on camera with me. Fred, how are you, buddy?
Hi, good morning, Prime Time. So excited to be here.
Great, Fred. Thanks. So, listen, Fred, you and I have I just feel like you and I have not jived. I don't know that you see my vision.
Got that energy.
I just don't feel the type of energy I need to feel from an executive producer. I don't feel we've bonded. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to, one, let you go.
What? But Alex, I'm your biggest fan. I've been working so hard for you.
You've only validated why I need to let you go. Now you're a fanboy, buddy. So get your fanboy. I don't need a fanboy. I don't need I don't need a fanboy for an executive producer. I need a guy that's as smart as I am, looking forward, trying to see my vision as to where I'm going. Okay,
but Alex, I went to Princeton.
Princeton, Sminston, guess what? I came from the used car dealership, okay? Doesn't matter where you're educated. It doesn't matter where you're educated. So now listen, Fred, without further ado, we got we got Jerome over here. Let me hear Jerome.
For you.
He's got your box full of stuff. He's got your box full of stuff, okay? Meanwhile, you're B-rolling this for your YouTube channel. Okay, then big so Jerome, get his stuff and get out there. And Fred, you're like,
security.
I want to
go. So I have security escort him out. That's what you're saying.
Hold on,
the
show. Like minute 8 of this show. So as he's in the background saying, but Alex, I was gonna do. Oh my God, I had you booked with Biden, and I had Donald Trump booked, and I had Roger Stone booked, and I had Alex Jones booked, and I had them all you wanted. Then you say, hold on, now Alex, now you take it. Now you take it one more step and be like, and so now this leads me to my final thought of this opening segment, and that is, if you find yourself as a person that could be an executive producer for the type of show that I'm looking for, maybe you're watching me in some big market like Chicago or New York or LA or something, and you're this third tier morning show producer for this big network, and you feel as if you're just going nowhere and you're in corporate America come over here to the Wild West and be my executive producer, Alex Stein, Primetime 99. Let's cut. Go fade to black to the commercials, baby. Bam.
Well, let's cut to the chase. Lummy, are you moving to Texas anytime soon?
Lummy's the new producer.
Brian, two-way ticket.
I'm the fired guy.
But I mean, Alex, honestly, and I know you think I'm crazy, but can you imagine if you opened up with just that same spiel I just gave it to you in your way, in your type way?
And Bubba, I didn't even think, you get the security guard to perp walk him out.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the best
absolutely.
gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, the perp walk is, I wasn't even thinking about that.
And here's the deal. You get with Fred earlier, okay? And you work out a real nice exit program. He's got the parachute Willie. He's got the
parachute Willie.
He's got a good buyout, the whole 9 yards. But you're telling Fred, I'd like to make this our opening show bit where when we get rid of you. I'd like to make it a bit, and if we'll go with it,
we can even use your fake name. So he doesn't feel like he's getting ruined.
And hold on, but if he really, really gets it, you could almost use it as a test.
Yeah.
You could be like, you know what? Because you're being so resistant of this is why I'm not keeping you, because this was a test to see if you. I'm on mushrooms, bitch. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Call me Bubba McMahon, bitch, because I can just write a script. God.
And then we put him in the test, and if he passes the test, then I gotta give him I gotta let him make it.
So here's the deal. Hold on. You take it clear till he goes.
Leaves the room.
No. Hold on. So if he goes with it, right before you said, listen, you know what, Fred, that was a test to see just how much you loved this program and how much you believed in me. And since you just truly let me let you go, just boom, out of nowhere, and you were a gentleman about it, and you believed my vision is right. The reason why this was only a test. You're really my EP buddy. We'll be back in a minute.
Wow. Yeah, but see, now we do this whole gimmick, and he can theoretically pass the test now. And then
No, he cannot. You really think that if you sat down, so you're saying if you pre-tell him about it,
he wants the guy gone.
You can't.
I'm saying I don't want the guy. But I'm saying if he passes the test, I would have to. This is the guy, and I'll talk about this on air. And
hold on. If the guy passes the test, you don't tell him about it at all. Okay, it's completely spontaneous. Yeah. It happens, but he does pass the test. Well, now you've broke the guy down. Any concern you have about the guy wanting to have some type of stupid input about your show, you just laid the ultimate high spot on him. Yeah. You think you're going to have a problem with that guy from this point forward? No, you're the boss. You're controlling that guy now.
I am like General Smedley Butler or whatever. I'm a 5-star general if I do that. If I get him to that
and if he doesn't pass the test, then the high spots. It's bad. It works either way.
Well, and then Bubba, let me go into conspiracy mode. Where's my tinfoil hat? I don't have it. But this is something that the evil people do.
Mode. Let me do it. Give me a conspiracy.
Conspiracy mode.
This is the Alex Stein conspiracy. Conspiracy mode.
What I'm
Over to you, Alex.
These evil people that rule the world.
This show that we're doing right now should be on the blaze. People would their minds would be blown. We're so goddamn good together.
They would love it. No, and we have to keep creating content. But I'm talking about the evil people that rule the world. I'm talking about the evil cabal, the few people that sit on top. They believe in what is called karmutic law. So it's like they realize that the bad things that they do, they are responsible for later on in life. So there's this thing called natural law, and there's a clip where Andrew Tate's basically explaining this. Where let's say they're selling poisonous apples. If they have a cart and they say, these apples may contain poison, when the people buy and eat the apples and they get sick, they feel that they aren't responsible for their bad things happening because they warn them, right? So that's kind of what's happening.
Well, don't you think it should be illegal to sell poisonous apples?
No. What I'm talking about, this is natural law. Like this is the evil people. What they do to us, they tell us, when we talk about like Mayo. I don't want to get into the too conspiratorial with like actual issues. My point is, there's a thing called natural law.
We were having fun for a little bit ago when I was running this show. Now where this is Johnny Poopy Pants.
Let me just say this thing. We're gonna get back on the blaze.
I want to hear where this is going.
Radio. You want to see where this is going?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
On the nose.
All right,
what I'm
go
saying
ahead.
is, in the evil people that rule the world, this is why they can.
You
sleep
mean like
at
the
night
skull
because
and the skull and bones people? Those
Basically,
people.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
so just from
Yes,
now
John
on.
K.
This is after you get tapped.
From now on, that's I want when we talk about things like this. I want you to call it the skull and bones people. Okay.
Okay, skull and bones
Illuminati.
people. These are the people.
The Illuminatis.
The Illuminatis. The reason why that they don't feel bad when they kill us or when bad things happen to us is because it's called natural law. Where what happens is if they put a bear trap in the woods, they don't have to tell you where the bear trap is. They just have to put a sign in the woods that says somewhere in these woods there's a bear trap. It's on you whether you've fall into it or not, because then that way their karma is not affected because they warned us. So I guess my point is with what we were just saying is like, I warned them, I'm setting the trap, but that's what evil people do to us. That's why they don't feel guilty when we do bad things, when we act selfish, when we act greedy, when we
here's the deal. We're not doing evil things. The only thing we're doing is firing a guy we don't think we like or will make it.
But in a way, this is like the movie Trading Places where with Eddie Murphy, they did all that crazy stuff and it was all for like a $1 bet. They like ruined this guy's life for a $1 bet.
Ruined the guy's life. Okay, the worst case scenario for this guy is he just got fired live on the air, but it was the most unconventional, cool firing ever, and there's going to be somebody,
that's why I'm gonna do
and he's
it.
going to get
That's
so,
why he's
and they're going to
brilliant.
make him. Nobody usually gets made a star on the martyr side when you get fired. It's a private matter. They tell you to take your box and get the hell out, and they never mention you again on the air. But if you get fired on the air, then that kind of gives you a certain amount of cred, and it'll probably get you a job faster. That's what I'm thinking, kind of maybe.
And I think you're 100% right with that. I think with all that. But my point in a nutshell is that talking about this.
Hold on. Can I break it down one more? Can I peel the onion back one more?
Yes, please.
I want to
peel
peel
onions. I love it.
I want to peel the onion back one more. We're talking about you firing you're talking about your first show on the Blaze. It's going to be like
firing.
What? It's going to be like what? 8 to 10 or so, 8 to 9 or East.
Like 8 or 9, like 7 to 8. It depends on
Monday
it'll probably be like Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday, like 7 to 8 p.m.
I believe
prime time too, buddy.
Your time, because that's 6 to 7 my time, so that's 7 to 8.
So we're talking about how you are in the show's in development. You start the beta process in about 2 weeks, maybe a week. And they've given you a staff of people. And you envision your show, the Alex Stein Primetime 99 One Way Yippee-O show on the Blaze is going to start for real in January. And they're giving you the month of December to work these bugs out. But they've given you a staff nonetheless. There's this one guy that you don't like that we're now calling Freddie. And you don't like him. And you have this very... that's causing you a ton of anxiety of having to potentially get rid of him because you don't want him. You know that. And so I'm trying to give you content ideas on how to get rid of him so unconventionally that it would just make you, because nobody does that, period.
Yeah.
So you're
right.
If I take it one more step, it's here. You have a meeting with him in your office talking about, I'm going to let you go. Do you want to just let me let you go now here? Like, hey, in my office,
brother.
Shake my hand. Wish you the best. I'll give you great recommendations. Yes, you're going to get your severance, blah, blah, blah. Jerome here will see you out. Or, Fred, do you want to make me letting you go the opening segment of my show tonight? Which one would you like? And
then he says the show, and then I had to keep him on.
No, you don't. You have the same script as to why you're firing him, whether it's in your office or whether it's Lummy's getting a little turned on by how you're doing that Sharpie. I'm just saying, be careful.
Yeah, I know. People always, the girls either love it or hate it. They when I chew on the Sharpie, I know they get a little tricked out.
Just a little. So maybe you make it like an organic, like security, real grainy deal where you open the
security.
You open the you're me of all people using security footage. So I got it. I got it, bitch. I got it. We're on the same page. We're on the same page. Thanks, buddy.
Sorry.
So you show the grainy footage of you asking him if he wants to get fired, either just now as gentlemen, see you later, or would you like to make it the opening segment of my show tonight where I thank you and wish you well off, using the airwaves to say goodbye. And then, if he says, no, I'll just do it here privately, then it's done.
Then you're gone.
Then it's done. It's done. But if he elects to do it on the air, then you just do it on the air, like I said earlier.
And he ruins your show.
Yeah, no, but that would get a big bump too. If
Oh my God! And you got to tell Glenn. You got to get Glenn. You got in the corporate world that you kind of are living in. You're gonna have to get this pre-approved.
See, I know, and see that's the other thing.
And that's
too,
a little bit. That takes a little bit of the outlawness out of it.
And Bubba, some of your best radio has been people getting fired on the air, and people leaving on the air and having a meltdown and never coming back.
Right.
I mean, some of the best video and audio you have.
Bubba, it's kind of weird though too, and I think it's probably because my whole life I've always been kicked out of. I've been, from every grade that I was ever in, from middle school to high school, I was always suspended. And then, like when I, went in later on in life, I went to LA and did Central Casting, worked as production assistant. I've always had all these gimmicky jobs and stuff. And now, for the first time, a real corporation. I mean, I would never have thought I'd work in corporate America. And
for the first time, you're no longer a grip. You're the star.
That's what I'm saying.
You're the star.
And I know Blaze isn't necessarily Paramount, but it's. It's a big media company.
I got to tell you something. I mean, I saw your contract. And I saw what they're paying you, and I know their numbers, and it is a very, very, very well respected, start. I mean, that's where you're getting your start.
Well respected. Yeah.
I mean, Glenn Beck. Don't forget Glenn Beck. He used to be huge on Fox. Like he was the
biggest. Glenn Beck was number one. He started the Tea Party.
Right.
No, I mean, no. He was the biggest.
I knew Glenn Beck when he was just the local guy at 970 FLA in Tampa.
The VW Bug.
Getting drunk at the Zytex Lounge, picking up the board op for the top 40 station, taking her out back and plowing the hell out of her.
Oh my God.
Well, and that shows you the world is small. We think this world is so big, but we're really all connected. We're all like, whatever, 6 degrees of separation. I believe that's 2 degrees of separation, basically, from knowing like everybody.
Yeah, you and I are certainly related.
Bubba, I'm saying, Bubba, every single person in Tampa. So the world is smaller than we think, and just some of the connections and some of the content that you're about to release. I know we can only say so much, but it's kind of like your little small world has had a lot of big people in it.
Oh
you know
my
what I
God,
mean? So
I know.
I mean, some of the biggest. And
if you look at the people I've had on the air, and we got all this content that we're just now starting to triculate in, though. But I mean, I've had everybody from Cheech and Chong to Roger Stone to The Rock to, I mean, that's just
to governors to Dungy.
I mean, just to be a regular guy on the Stern deal, that will go down as radio history, because now radio is dead. And I'm not making fun of like what you're doing, still being on terrestrial radio, but it's just now the media, the way it's going. I think we'll always need radio, but it's not that. There'll never be a heyday like that was. That was the heyday of radio.
Well, that wasn't even radio. That was more. That was
satellite,
the satellite,
whatever,
and that was probably the greatest.
But that was the pinnacle. That was the peak. That we're never going to get that.
I don't think that radio and any combination of any radio station in America ever in the history of the radio had a stronger lineup than Howard 101 when we first launched in 06 with me, Howard, Pharrell, and then all the ancillary stuff. I think it's the greatest radio
Pharrell was
ever.
Great.
I think it was the greatest radio that complemented itself. And everybody were such huge franchises that there was no infighting. We all paid homage to Howard. We knew the pecking order. And everybody knew their lane. Everybody knew their lane. It was just I don't think it'll ever be emulated again, ever.
No, and a lot of it too, I was like, just thinking it's like, a lot of the content that has changed too now, Bubba, were like that sexual content at that point, because I guess it was more taboo. Now that kind of content's dead. What do you think about that? I think I have sexually produced content that you couldn't do in today's world for a couple different reasons. One, girls could just do it themselves on their OnlyFans. Back in the day, they didn't have a distribution to be able to do this, so they had to do crazy, freaky stuff on my show just to promote their website. You know what I'm saying? So they needed me. They needed me for the promotion, so I could drive a monster truck dildo into a woman's vagina. Good
old days.
The good old days. And I have, Alex, I have this footage, and I have all of this, and I mean, I think that it could be, and I don't know where you distribute it, whether it's a Netflix, it's a Hulu, but I mean, you can't see this stuff anywhere else. Like it's not
Yeah,
one.
but
It's
that'll
not
be a
being
documentary
produced.
in itself. The satellite years, that'll and that should be about because you know how there's some of the best movies or some of the best shows were like the late night wars. Talking about Letterman and Jay Leno. I forget what the name of that movie is. Do you know the movie I'm talking about though, where it's about how they basically fought for the Tonight Show?
No, I forget.
With the story? Well, no, but it's a really great movie, and I'm
familiar with the story. I am.
I'm saying, but those stories, and then there's a similar story too with how Conan O'Brien basically, had his job retaken by Jay Leno, but then he took George Lopez's job at whatever TNT at Turner. So it's funny how like he acted like TBS.
And did you see the money? Did you see the money that Sirius just paid Conan O'Brien for his?
That didn't even make sense. Yeah, that's weird too. But I don't want to lose thought of my point though. Gosh, what was I going to say about the satellite?
How you had the best Sharpie oral skills in the history of man.
Yeah. Well, why did Conan O'Brien get so much? Oh, no, my point is there's going to be something about that. There's going to be a documentary about like the transition of late night. And I think it should be how like the radio years, how Howard or the E! Show and how that really was like the best content of the early 2000s, until it faded.
Yeah, back when we could do like, when I was on 98 Rock, which would have been 96 through 2004. That's kind of when the FCC would just kind of let you do about anything. We would have girls calling us up. This was live on terrestrial radio using full-blown vibrators. And we would just make fancy terms up like, okay, are you using it behind your knee or under your armpit? And they're like, this one's under my armpit. Great. Most girls like it. But, sometimes you'll get a girl that likes it behind the knee. I don't like it behind the knee. I like it under the armpit. And that's where it's at right now. All right. So the vibrating device that you're using right now is under your armpit, right? Yes, it's under my armpit. Oh my God! And then instead of using a word that could potentially get you in trouble, we would say, and the word that you were gonna use, we want you to say party. That's it. Okay? She's like, oh my God, I'm partying. And but we wouldn't get in trouble. But it was right there on the fine line, and it was just crazy back in the day.
Like cock-a-doodle-doo, because you couldn't say cock. No, but I can already see it. It's like the shock jock revolution, and it's Howard Stern, Bubba Army, and then you got Opie and Anthony, and I'm sure there's some other shock jocks too. That kind of
let's think right now, Blitz, and you help me out because you're a radio historian. Like if you were to name the top 5 shock jocks,
Bubba for sure.
No,
Howard.
Well, but I think Howard. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony.
Oh, you think you would rank Opie and Anthony over you, Bubba?
Yep,
you think?
Yep, I would because they had more affiliates.
Yeah, but you're way funnier.
Yeah, but
Anthony's really funny.
If we just talk about how much money they made and their distribution, so I'll put them, maybe Ron and me, or me and Ron Blitz, and you got to put Mancow in there. You got to
Mancow is a multi-millionaire. How did he make so much money, Bubba?
So he's a smart guy. He's done well. He did well. Blitz, would you say that
he's
would be
fully retired, right? He's fully done.
I think so. Okay. Blitz, would you think that would be Howard, Opie, and Anthony, either
Wolfman? Did you put him in there?
Nope, because
but he's not.
He didn't do anything. All he did was be like, "Oh my, it's a Wolfman." And see, what people don't realize is that Wolfman could. The reason why Wolfman could say
or Rush almost, but they're not even the same. But they're not shock jocks.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't put him in there, but like Greaseman would be closer to a shock jock than those guys.
You're right. But I mean, but the one thing that people don't know about Wolfman is one of the reasons why Wolfman could talk a little dirtier on the radio at night is because his studios were actually in Mexico. And look, I want you to look it up, and if I'm correct, everybody can just totally F off. That's his ultimate that's the ultimate mic drop. And so he was like in Tijuana or something, and he was governed by Mexican FCC rules, which
was this?
the
Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman Jack. Yeah. And at night, like in the 60s, late 50s, 60s, he would be on this big AM radio station. And remember back in the day, Blitz, you'd get these 100,000-watt AM stations that could go across halfway of America at night. It could skip. It could get like, people used to listen to WLS, which was out of Chicago, in Miami at night sometimes. So,
why is it, real quick, but if we're going to track, why is the signal so much? It goes so much farther at night. Isn't that weird? Well, it goes so much farther at night.
It's just the way weird. AM is the AM. The way it travels is far. FM relies on distance, and I think AM's more of a ground deal.
FM's line of sight.
Right. So now hold on, and so at night you had like maybe these 8 radio stations in all of the entire country, like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, New York. Chicago. There's like maybe 12, and they called them clear channel stations because you could basically these frequencies were theirs, and they could go thousands of miles, but they only granted like 10 of these licenses, and they tried to strategically put them, and they were all on AM, and they would strategically put them all over the country, Blitz, so that theoretically they'd have the entire country covered with just like these 6 to 8 AM radio stations. So your regular AM station in your market may at just have like maybe a 50 or 60 mile radius. Well, at night, these big superpower radio stations, they would call clear channel stations, they could go like 2,000 miles.
They weren't required to turn their power down.
That's like the whole country.
Right. And so the American jocks, the Larry Landeckers and the Alan Freeds and all these famous 60s jocks in America, they would get a little bit controversial, but Wolfman Jack was in
Acuna, Mexico.
He was in Acuna, Mexico on one of these big radio stations that could get halfway into America, so he could be way dirtier. And one of his big things he would do, being a radio historian, is he would say, "This is Wolfman Jack. I want all you girls right now to get on the take off your panties. Make sure, well, first of all, girls," he would even say that you're 18. Like, just make.
What year is this? What year is this?
Like 1966, 1959, 1960, something like that. And he'd go like, "Oh, my, it's the Wolfman Jack." Woo! And he'd howl. And then he'd go, "I want all you girls right now to take, if you're listening to the Wolfman Jack show, take off your panties and sit on the speakers." And then he'd go, like lick it.
Howard stole that for private parts.
Yeah. Yes. Howard did steal that for private parts. Yes. If Howard was to be intellectually honest, he would have to say that that's. And I don't know if Wolfman. I don't think Wolfman stole it. I always knew that it was a Wolfman gimmick. But
there's something about Howard doing that's emulating too, where it can be a badge of honor as a way.
Oh yeah, it's almost showing respects to Wolfman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See,
but but so then the AM,
copying is a sincerest form of flattery. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but the USA guys couldn't do that stuff because their station managers were like, "No, you can't have a girl sit on the speaker and tell her to take her panties off and try to make the woofer." No, play the new Three Dog Night song and shut up. Okay? And so Wolfman had such a distinct advantage. So really, he wouldn't do just like have girls come in and, vibrate themselves and, do oral, like none of that. He just would be kind of naughty on some of the things that he would do as a host, but he didn't really have any stunts or anything like that. So what's on Alex? So what's on Alex Stein's? So Alex, are you maybe considering doing that, or are you gonna just?
Yeah, we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do. No, and we're gonna talk about this.
Like for
yes,
real.
I am. I'm gonna do the public execution, quote unquote. Metaphorically. But see, this is what I'm saying. Okay, Bubba, we got 9,000 people watching us on Twitch now. I just pulled it up. Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah,
front page.
Wow.
That's really good. Wow.
Yeah. So we got a lot of people watching me and you. This is Alex Stein, by the way, YouTube sensation, facing nearly 7 million subscribers. we're talking about he's got this big time talk show that's happening on the Blaze. It's going to be a nighttime evening talk show. Happens 4 days a week on the Blaze, Glenn Beck's network.
Look at those plugs, but I don't even want to plug.
But hold on,
I'm just saying.
he hates his executive producer, and we're talking about how he can fire this guy live on the air for show one. But is it just me, or does it feel like Alex doesn't have the ball? Alex is just telling me what I want to hear.
Yeah, I don't think he has the balls. And Alex, don't pull your chin in like that. It gobs you out.
Yeah, keep your chin out.
Keep your chin out, man. Don't put your chin.
I know.
Don't recess your chin.
It's because I got to lose weight. Listen, do not talk about my appearance. I'm not here.
You're pretty.
You're
a good-looking guy.
The last time we had you on, you were going to go on that. You were going to go on that Zimpo diet. Remember?
And I'm on it.
Ozempic?
And I'm on it. I got
For real?
diarrhea. I'm on this semaglutide.
That's how it works.
I'm on it.
You
Do you get it? Here,
just ask yourself.
Hold on. Remember he was in the studio.
Yeah.
I thought you have to.
I'm going to start
you
doing it in my
inject
office.
yourself.
I don't want to show any medication. I don't have any pants on. I don't want to show any medication because I don't want to get you in trouble, any medical malpractice stuff. But yes, I'm on it, once a week deal. And
When is it a shot?
It's an injection, right?
It's a
It's
shot.
an injection in my stomach. Yeah.
Do you
it's
do it?
making me a
Do
little
you give
diarrhea.
it to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so you
Is
just
it a quarter of a milligram?
Yeah, but 0.25 or
0.25,
whatever.
yeah.
And do you draw it up
2.5.
yourself like on a 31 gauge and then go sub-Q?
I've never done it. Yeah, I've never done it. I do the whole kit and caboodle. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. I feel like Philly Fit.
You're a real drug addict now. Join the club.
Yeah, just squirt it in one of those 3 holes.
So, how long have you been on?
Oh my God, no!
How long have
so
you?
tender.
How long have you been on it? And what's been? Now, be honest. How long have you been on it? And have you really lost anything?
Tomorrow is the week one. Tomorrow is the second dose, so that I've been on it 1 week. My appetite has been down because my blood sugar level has been more normal. I've been craving, but I haven't been exercising this past week because I've just been traveling. My shoulder hurts. I got to get back into fitness and the diet. I had to have. the diet's the most important for me, but I got to do the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
I got to be walking.
It's good for your heart.
You running a little? Are you running?
move.
Because see, the bigger superstar you become, the fatter you get. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Why is that? Bubba, when I was a nobody, I was out there in the best shape of my life just 2 years ago. I'm a fitness queen icon. Now I can't hardly get to the gym because I'm and this is another thing. This is what hurts me. I got women tossing their panties at me. Not all of them are beautiful women. Some of these women are hogs. Some of them are pretty. I'm just saying it's like.
But you got. Like, you're in the bitches are passing panties game to you. You're in that game.
Bubba, I got that blue check mark on my Instagram.
Right.
And more pussy came to me than anything in my entire life. All the Instagram hoes that I always followed. I'm just saying all of the
He's got 5
cats,
of them.
Whatever. Rink rats. Oh, I got a lot. I got one right here. Speaking of, I always have a cat always within striking distance.
Right.
But this is what I'm saying. That's just that's a
cat.
house protection issue. But that's Skybear. He's the number one ranked. But
is he the number one? What rank your cats 1 to 5?
You got 5
okay,
cats?
well, there's been I made a vlog. Yes, I made a vlog recently ranking them, but the ranking has changed. Now, Skybear, he's the king. He's the one that broke. He got me the toxoplasmosis, which is the parasite.
That makes you a hero.
Yeah, he's the hero. He's the king.
But toxoplasmosis makes you stronger and more of a leader.
It makes you.
Yes, it does.
Cats.
You read that. That's what they say. The wolves.
Well, you're talking to a doctor. Yeah. Okay, I just want you to know that. Okay.
Of course, but Dr. Dan, it just went viral this week. ABC News. The wolves in wolf packs that get infected with toxoplasmosis gondii are oftentimes the leaders of the pack because being fearless is a survival trait.
Yes.
So I know you would think it'd be counterintuitive, but it's not actually.
It's a leadership trait, and you are fearless.
Yeah.
I saw how you dealt with those guys in the. With the AR-15s in front of the transgender story time, and you were fearless, bro, fearless.
Yeah, I saw
Dan,
it, my
friend.
that.
But did you see with those guns? And those aren't squirt guns. I should in the video I go, oh, look at these squirt guns, and now people are like, oh, are those fake guns? No, those are real guns, and that's a real thing here in Dallas. I'm not anti-trans. I'm not anti-gay. I just want to make that clear. But this was transgender story time. And there's a group of counter-protesters, Bubba. They go to all these events, and now they call themselves the Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club, where they all have guns. Those are AR-15s. Their finger this close to the trigger outside of transgender story time. And we can only say so much. And we love the trans community. They're great. But it's not about that. I'm talking about it's the people with the guns.
It's about the
insane,
military presence at one of these deals. Yeah. One of these deals isn't a problem. The people that want to go to them isn't a problem. It's the people that want to bring the guns to try to protect these people who probably don't really need protection.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It's like a thing for kids, and there's all these guys with guns. It's just insane. But yeah, but I am fearless because it talks about blood motions. I got the cast,
you're on the Exempa, and all it's done is cause you diarrhea. You've not eaten. Have you eaten less? You think
as bad? I've eaten a little less. Like I said, I haven't been able to give the fitness.
So Dan, are you putting your body at a potential side effect risk if you're not taking the Ozempic diet seriously?
Not really. And actually, I have researched this, and I'm going to start offering it. I found a compounding pharmacy, and we're going to start offering it in our office as the Ozempic diet.
Really?
I think it's real. Yes, I think there's a lot of market pressure for it. Yes. You're on top of it.
Dr. Dan, I taught you that. Prime time 99. Dr.
He did, Dan. I mean, Dan.
One way on the grind. Dr. Dan, you're welcome.
Thank
Kim
you.
Kardashian,
He did.
I'm a trendsetter. I don't like being the trendsetter. It's a lot of pressure. I got holes in my neck. I'm trying to work every gimmick possible. I'm not a real professional like you, Dr. Dan, but this is going to work, Bubba, and I'm going to lose weight. You're going to see me. I'm going to be in Tampa in 60 days, and I'm going to be
I'm going to get on it. I mean, if Dan's offering it in his office, that means I'm going to get on it too.
Just avoid them Kentucky three-toothed vampires, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's bad. But Bubba, see, this is what it is, and we can only talk about so much medical stuff. Basically, it regulates your blood sugar, so your body doesn't store the excess. Sugar is fat, so it kind of tricks your blood sugar into, I guess, continuing to use the food that you have as energy instead of storing
perfect.
it. So it's a gimmick deal for diabetes.
How much is it?
What? Like $1,200.
I mean, now hold on.
Listen,
I know you're not paying full boat. Alex Stein doesn't pay.
No,
you got some.
You got it from the esthetician.
You got some kind of workaround. You're getting it off the back truck from the guy that's delivering it to the pharmaceutical place. I mean, you got paid off a mailman who is delivering it to a legitimate customer, and then she's filing I lost my mail form. What do you got going on, kid?
Okay, let me tell you, man. Wow, Bubba, I just love talking to you. It's just so good. So this is the whole gimmick, and this is why Dr. Dan's hopping on it. If you buy the name brand gimmick Ozempic, it is $900 a shot, and you need once of those a week. So it'd be $4,000, including the visits. Now, what they do is, and what Dan's doing, is you get the compounding pharmacy, which can make the same thing. It's the same formula.
Right.
But obviously,
they're making it right there.
But it's still expensive because when I go to this doctor, she's the top woman in South Lake. That's why I was like, oh man, this woman, I'm talking about like Dr. Dan, how Dr. Dan's in the, freaking, top flight woman, $479, but they get you on the program and then like every month,
$479 a shot.
No, for the initial visit, and then you get the shot, and then the shot is, I think it's relatively inexpensive. It's like $140 for like 3 months, I believe, or something. Yeah, it's really.
So it's
$140 a week or a month?
I think a month,
it's
maybe,
no
or maybe
it's
I think it's 100. I think no, maybe it's no. It's something. It's pretty inexpensive. It's not that bad because it's from the compounding pharmacy. I believe that I worked it out. It's like less than $200 a month, I believe.
Dan, what are your numbers? I mean, have you done some research on it?
Yeah, we have. And one of the companies that was going to compound it was making it so expensive that it would have cost, like Alex said, hundreds of dollars every week. We found another company down in Miami, and I think our goal is going to be like $200 a week, $150 to $200 a week.
That's what he said.
That's about what the goal. It's not going to be a month, it's going to be a week.
Well, see, I think that's what it's supposed to be, but listen to what gimmick I got. So this is why I was laughing, sorry, because Bubba is always talking about how I got to work. And
He's got something coming off a conveyor at the Dallas International Shipping.
Got a Cyber Monday deal on it.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny you say that because you have a guy sitting in your studio that is your personal doctor and your best friend. So you know how to, make friends with important people. So what I'm talking about, so I walk into this room. And this Shonda woman has no idea who I am. I have no idea who this woman is. And she's like, all right, I want to get you on this, that, blah, blah, blah. I want to get you on testosterone. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to do all this. She's like kind of fast talking to me. I'm like, ho, 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 honey. I'm anti-pharma. I don't like all these doctors, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm one of the... No, but she's like, I'm one of the doctors for Daystar, for the Televangelist Network. She's like, I got them all zooted and booted and rooted and tooted. I'm going to get you on the Daystar diet. I'm like, what? And she's just so, and then she went all biblical.
So she went and told you all of these like television people and that she, all these super, super popular televangelist that she's their personal doctor and got them all suited included, and you're like, I'm in, sister girl, right?
See, I was doubting her. I was like, oh my gosh, this woman's a nut. She's a kook. She's a freak. I mean that nice. Her name's Shonda. Doctor, I forget her last name. I just called her Shonda. But no, she's got this nice office. I walk in.
Was she hot? She's hot?
No, but she probably was. She was an ex-bodybuilder type. Right. But she's, and this is why the Ozempic, guys, I always get off track. Andy Cohen, who just got another contract deal with Sirius, speaking of people who got a contract, he said every Hollywood celebrity's on Ozempic. That's why they lost 25 pounds. But wait, now I lost my train of thought. What was I just explaining?
The backdoor deal you got.
Oh, yeah, Shonda. Yeah, the backdoor deal. So I walk in there, Shonda, she's got cross, she's got all the Christian stuff, which I love. She's vibing, she's talking to her, and then she pulls me up. She's like, oh, you don't like Beto O'Rourke. Oh, you're at an abortion protest. Oh, and then she starts standing me, and she's like, oh, Alex, oh, because I went and I kind of talked to her other nurse when I was doing the payment. She said, oh, here, I want to give you this. Oh, well, you want to try this injection? Do you want to try this IV?
So you're saying she found out she kind of fangirled on you, right?
She fangirled on me, and all of a sudden the services changed. Next thing you know, she's like, and this is actually, she told me the Daystar diet. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm that's why I want to get in shape. I want to get TV camera ready. It's just kind of random that happened. Then she looked up who I was. Then the whole gimmick changed, and then she's like, oh, now we're Facebook friends. Now we're this and that.
Yeah.
So she is giving me the pimp on a blimp deal, I believe.
Right. So we don't want to talk about numbers because other people could buy. No. You're needless to say that she went from being like regular doctor, here's what the price is, retail Willie, to fangirl, wholesale Jones.
Loving the Beto O'Rourke video. Oh, I love this video. Oh, I love that. And see, that's another thing too. That,
hey, Alex, listen, maybe if you could, give her a little action here and there.
Well, her husband works at Daystar. That's why.
He didn't say she was married.
So, Alex, you should just bring like a little iPad with you and just hand it to your date and say, here, just watch the following 10 videos, and then we'll talk.
That's what Dan does. All his songs. Yeah.
No, and Dan, you know that girls that will sleep with me because I have a viral video on Twitter, which there are some. They're the worst girls in the world. They're disgusting.
And they have daddy issues. They got. They're
a bad thing.
They're Adderall addiction.
They're a necessary. They're a necessary evil for society. They have their place. But they have a template. They have all types of issues.
Eating issues. Oh, some of them are diabetic. Some of them
are diabetic. Probably type 1.
Some are getting ready to get evicted. Some of them got pimp issues.
A lot of them credit issues. Yeah. Oh man, the girls with credit issues that if I could just get a girl, if I could just bang a girl with a credit score over 300, I would be so happy.
Didn't you take a little hottie to Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, Ashley St. Clair. I think her credit score is better than that, but she's a friend of mine.
Now, hold on.
Play it close.
You went to Mar-a-Lago. I forgot to. We didn't even get into. We've been into
when
all.
Trump announced his run.
What the hell was he doing? I
don't know, Bubba. He said, "Oh, I'm 79 years old. I got this beautiful place, Mar-a-Lago. I don't even need to run." And I go, "You're exactly right. Why would you need to run? You're already president. I don't care. You got gimmicked. You got they did a bad deal, Willie, on the 2020 deal, but let it go. You were president. You got Mar-a-Lago. You're a pimp on a blimp. Go eat the shrimp cocktail. Go eat the McDonald's Big Mac.
Don't screw your hot wife."
Yeah, listen, maybe he's tired of screwing, but I'm just saying it's not even about that. I'm saying there's just so many better things he could be doing, not just sex. I think eating a McDonald's Big Mac is probably better than being president.
Do you think that he's going to get embarrassed?
By DeSantis?
Well, just by the overall process. Does America really want him out there traipsing across a great country, telling us?
A big percentage does.
Listen, I love Trump and I love what he did. I think he was great for the movement. But at the party, you could tell we were in the graveyard of the 2020 election. People were vibing for 2016. And when you really think about it, when you really comprehend those numbers, 2016, 6 years ago, going on 7 years, that's a while, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And you just look at the energy in the room. Every single person that I talk to, very few had any negative things to say about DeSantis unless they were the biggest Trump marks ever, which those exist too, right? There's going to be the Trump marks that are going to be like I just got a call. I'm a contributor for the National Enquirer, and they want to write a hit piece, and they want to put me on the hit piece, and that's why I had to kind of change the quote. Is basically now there's a hit piece coming out that Ron DeSantis, because he was a JAG attorney, you know what I'm talking about? You know how he was a JAG attorney in the military?
Right.
That he let some Guantanamo Bay guys get messed up, that, that they got some unfair treatment, and that he was a JAG attorney and that he overlooked it. And now they're going to try to make that a big scandal.
So now,
that's what I said.
So now the people that we got at Guantanamo Bay.
Terrorists?
So now the people we have, and only the worst of the worst went to Guantanamo Bay. Like if you were okay.
They grabbed a lot of people. Not all of them did something bad.
Let's not justify Guantanamo Bay. That's unjustifiable in itself. But what I'm just saying,
let's just say somebody at Guantanamo Bay happened to get like double extra waterboarded one day. Okay, big whoopee deal.
Supposedly, what in the article though, like, because they do the research and they're asking me my quote about it, and the guy was like, well, it's going to come out that one of the, jihadi terrorists that was into letting out a gitmo, they were doing a hunger strike, and that this is like, I don't even think this is bad. They're like, Ron DeSantis oversaw the group force feeding them. And in my head, I'm like, well, if they wouldn't fucking eat, they're going to die. He's saving their lives. Sounds like he's saving their lives.
Yeah, I mean, so what you're trying to turn into a bad thing because Ron's trying to shove some stuff down their mouth so they'll stay alive, but he has to forcefully shove. The forcefully shove part's the problem? That's the problem?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It sounds like he's a humanitarian to me.
You could turn that around and be saying, listen, although not necessarily the most ideal conditions, Ron was able to get food down into these people's throats. Right?
Exactly right. So I think DeSantis has a huge
does DeSantis chance, who ends up being the candidate for 2024? Who ends up being the GOP candidate? If you just had to just pull it out of your blaze ass right now.
Okay, well, now, I have to name drop again. You know who I've become closer than I'm going to her birthday party.
No.
Now
Marjorie Taylor
Green. Close. You see, this woman actually hates Marjorie Taylor Greene. Her name's Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter, yeah. You took
New York
pictures
Times
with her.
bestselling
They
author.
hate each other?
Oh, yeah, her and I had dinner. Yeah,
have I had her on the air before? I think I had Ann Coulter.
No,
Why do they hate each other?
Yeah, she's just because she's kind of mad at some of the conservative movement. But Ann Coulter, she's really.
Does Ann Coulter like Tucker?
Class. Yeah, she likes Tucker. Yeah.
Well, then that's all I need. If they like Tucker, then they like me, and then I can use that. I can use the fact that I was on the Tucker show to my.
Yeah, you need to have Ann. Ann's a big deal. Yeah, because you're not like that worried about politics, but she's she's one of the biggest political pundits. Now she's kind of.
So if I was to ask Ann Coulter, who's going to be the GOP? Act like you're Ann Coulter if you can. This is called method acting. So, Ann, who do you think the 2024 GOP candidate is going to be, Ann?
If I had to choose today, it'd be Ron DeSantis.
Really?
Ann Coulter would say.
Yeah, me too. Who's he going to go against, Ann? Is he going to go against Newsom? Is he going to
Gavin Newsom? I think it's going to be Gavin Newsom. I don't know if she would say that. Her and I had a long dinner, but I don't know if we talked about the Democratic nominee.
Did you watch Yellowstone this weekend?
Nah, I don't even watch that show. You watch that? Everybody watches that. Everybody loves it. I know it's the #1 show. Finally, there's still a good show. That's the other problem with media, Bubba.
Yeah, hold on. I may not even be able to have you on the air anymore if you're not a Yellowstoner.
Don't Yellowstone shame me. I got too much time. I'm not a Yellowstoner. I can't watch this. This is why. Because now in the digital
That's American
media
grit
era,
right there. That's what it is.
Let me say my thing, Bubba.
Yellowstone's
Mr. Clem,
American
please let me
grit.
state my case.
That's American grit. That's what it is. And you're
I love American grittiness.
Yeah, why aren't you?
And that's why I'm putting this stuff, because I'm pouring the stuff in the. Have you ever poured the stuff in the freaking transmission so that the gears will shift for 5 minutes so it'll go through the auction lane? You've never done that. That's real grit, Bubba. That's a real grit. You're on the hot pavement trying to, soap up the oil spill in 110-degree heat. That's real freaking grit. So I'm sorry I don't have time to sit around and watch Yellowstone for my gay pride parade, which is totally cool, and I get it, but this is the problem too with media, though, is these TV shows. I don't even want to get invested in them, Bubba, because they all end after 2 or 3 seasons. It's not like the good old days where a TV show had 8 or 9 seasons, like Cheers, like Seinfeld, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So I just think all these TV shows, they all suck. I haven't had a good TV show in
you would love Yellowstone. You would love Yellowstone. You would love Yellowstone. I actually let me watch. I watched this week's episode.
Yeah.
I cried.
Did you like it? You cried?
You cried?
No!
Did you?
No!
They talk about Indiana.
The little breadbasket.
No, when John Dutton went over to the mom
Yeah.
and explained to how his brother died, Alan.
It's tough.
And how it was like, man, John Dutton is just a man's man, is he not? I mean, he's
awesome.
just.
That's what they say. I've never watched the show, but they say the Dutton families are bad.
Although Beth's getting a little, to me, I think they're going to kill off Beth guys because they're running her a little loose right now.
The brother, the step, whatever he is,
I don't know,
the adopted one.
Something's about
I thought he was going to run her over.
See, Alex can't even be part of our conversation.
No,
He's over there
he
looking
can't.
just completely lost.
Yes, I can because I know about Kevin Costner. He's a superstar. You cannot put him next to a flat tire.
We're not talking about Field of Dreams, buddy. We're talking about Yellowstone. Okay?
I know, but isn't he the guy in Yellowstone?
Yeah, he's the man, John Dutton, and now he's the governor.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So they can't put Beth Dutton. She can't be some flat tire. She needs to be like a freaking all-terrain,
Don't be
mud,
trying to chime in like you know an ounce of anything about Yellowstone. So
I know enough. I know enough about Costner and how he can carry the load better than 99% of these actors. So they can't put him next to some freaking Trisket on a biscuit.
Let's just move along. We probably should be letting you go. We've been on, quite a ways.
Hour and a half, yeah.
We've been on an hour. Can you believe we were on for an hour and a half? And the very first part of it, that I hope that we can get a copy to you because that should be the opening of your first show. You discussing with your best friend what to do with. See, you don't even have to do the work. Just open up the show with what we just talked about.
I know. And that's what I want the show to be. I wanted me there presenting clips, almost like Tosh.0, but sitting down and having interviews.
I was on one of my good friends, radio programs. His name's Bubba the Love Sponge. You can find him on various here. Just click down on your little Blaze screen.
Bubba, you're coming on the show. We're doing bits and gimmicks for my show. We're doing cross contamination. We're doing it all.
Hey, when are you gonna get me out? When are you gonna get me Alex Jones? Does he still have anything left? Is he gonna be okay?
No, I'll get you Alex. Well, I was just with Owen Schroyer. I don't know if you guys saw my pimp on a blimp at the Dallas Cowboys.
Is that
game
Vern's brother?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's Alex Jones' number 2 guy, Owen Schroyer. But they work him 6 days a week. They work him a little hard. But he just said things are very lean at InfoWars right now. They're running a really lean operation in that.
Is everything going to be okay? I mean, is he going to be okay?
No, not everything's going to be okay.
I mean, will there be a part where we maybe?
It will be okay, and Alex will survive for sure. But there's going to be.
Is he going to be in prison?
No.
I mean, I don't think they can get you in prison for having judgments against you.
They want to, but they will. But see, this is why they want to get him for prison. They want to say that he lied about the. It's like with Trump. Like they don't have any real things to get him for prison, so they say, "Oh, he didn't do his tax returns right or something." They always find some sort of technicality,
some type of Al Capone deal to get you.
Al Capone deal.
Yeah, remember they put Al Capone out to Alcatraz for not filing a couple years worth of tax returns. They didn't get him for the St. Valentine's Day massacre where he killed 27 guys in an alley in Chicago. They didn't get him for that. They got him for, underreporting his 1929 taxes and put him in, I think, Alcatraz, and he died of syphilis. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. I'm actually dying of it right now. It's actually really bad.
Now, before I let you go, what did your, Dollar General doctor diagnosed your condition on your shoulder as?
If you go to her Instagram, it's for Ava Beautiful, and because her name's Ava.
We don't need her Instagram. We need her diagnosis, dumb nuts.
She gave me a bunch of antibiotics that I'm gonna have to go get right now. But
to smear on it and then to cover it.
Yeah, and some cream, but she doesn't even really know what it is. So I got to go to a dermatologist because there's like a mass. Like we thought. I know.
Did they send the pieces they punched?
Did they send
for pathology?
They send the pieces out?
No, but that's what I'm going to go do now. That's what I'm going to go do now.
You're going to go take it. You're going to take your tissue to the pathology
office.
Wait
on Monday. It's so sore, and that's what I'm saying. Now I'm going to fly to Washington D.C. That's the devil's
with a sore neck. Big deal. You got 3 holes in your neck.
No, it is no. They're big holes. They're big holes. And B. I'm not even trying to get sympathy. I'm just telling you the real straight facts, the straight dope.
Do they think you have cancer? So what I'm saying. Do they think you have like thyroid?
I don't know.
I
hope not. Don't even put that in the atmosphere.
Okay, now I'm so in your head right now. You think you got full blown?
I'm in my head. head.
You got
I'm in my head because,
full-blown
listen.
melatonin. Dan, what's it called when you got skin?
Melanoma.
Melanoma.
That's not melanoma.
Melatonin.
Oh, you got
I
melatonin.
don't want to
No.
have this conversation. I want to talk
Jay's here.
about this.
They're going to
Listen,
remove
we're
that
about to
whole.
go. We have to-
They're going to have to remove that whole area and then stitch A to B, and you're going to have to be
We're
tight
going to have to
shoulder.
remove a bunch of stuff. Okay,
Jerky
Let's
boy,
just get
let me
that out
fix
of
it for you, okay? Instead of going to
Okay,
all these
I
other
will.
ass clowns, let me fix it for you.
Like Bubba's nose.
I agree. I'm gonna have to come out there, and I will. But and I
Time is
appreciate that.
sensitive.
and
He
can
I'm
stay
so
with you.
very
He can stay
grateful
with
for
you.
that.
He
Stay
can
in the
stay with
carriage
you.
house.
No,
yeah.
I'm staying with you, Bubba. I'm staying exactly where you know where I'm staying. You know exactly where I'm
trying,
staying. So
Bubba.
don't even play. Don't even
Can
act
somebody
like that,
babysit
Bubba.
him for? Can somebody take one
This is-
day?
No,
for me?
nobody else can babysit me. You are fully responsible for my behavior and my lodging and my dining.
Food
Okay.
and everything. Entertainment.
Yeah, this is the last thing. I'm about to have to go sit in Washington, D.C., and they put these barricades now because ever since the Big Booty Latina thing. And I'm going to be sitting in 32-degree weather in Washington, D.C., basically Virginia, on the cold, frozen banks of Virginia with a selfie stick by myself, Bubba, waiting to confront the most powerful people in Washington, D.C., and call them out for sleeping with Chinese prostitutes and having anal sex with whores.
Now, don't
So I'm a
listen.
little
Hold on,
stressed out.
but don't forget you got an extra kicker when you see Ana Luna Polina. You got to say, "Hey,
I got the Ana Polina
Yeah,
Bubba
yeah.
kick. I know that. That's
hold
my
on. I'm going to
biggest-
be
that's my
on.
biggest
We're going to hold
kicker.
on. Last thing of the show. We're gonna do role reversal, method acting again. I'm gonna be Ana Polunalina, and you're gonna be Alex Stein. And I'm walking down the street, getting ready to go to my office for the very first time. I have no idea. where-
Congresswoman Anna, I
Yes,
just want to say
yes.
congratulations. Oh, I'm such a big fan.
Thank you.
I really like
Thank
what you're
you.
doing for the
I
conservative
represent the
movement.
13th people of yes. Nice to meet. What's your name?
It's so great what you're doing in Florida. And I apologize. I want to say there's a guy out there. His name's Bubba Clem, and I checked. He's not a registered sex offender, but he's close. And he's a great guy. He's never been on that list, but what he did was wrong. But he is a good guy.
Yes, I hate
checked
him.
out,
I
and-
hate him, and
No,
I'm going to
no,
sue him.
Listen,
He made
and you
songs
have
about
a-
me.
you have-
He made songs about
he
me.
made some
He
disgusting
lies.
songs.
He lies,
He
and
made
I'm
some
going to sue
disgusting
him.
songs. But I can show you a video of him calling out child pedophilia. He's
No,
on our
Alex.
side.
No.
We need.
Don't stick up for me. Bury me. Then become her friend.
Oh, you want me to heal you?
Be like,
want
you
me
know
to
what?
heal
That
you?
guy
Or you want me to just,
disgusts me, and I will do anything I can.
He's the worst.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
yeah, that's
seen
what
him, he's
so that's what I
fat.
can do. I can say, Congresswoman, I'm
Yes.
Primetime 99 Alex Stein.
Yes.
There's a man in Tampa Bay
Yes,
that has done some disgusting things to you.
yes. What? There's been a lot, but what are you? Which one are you talking about?
Where's she
I'm
from?
willing to deplatform a man from Indiana that has infected
No,
your state.
listen,
and
you
that
can't
is
get
so-
too cute with her. You got to come out with Bubba the Love Sponge. Right
Yeah,
out of the
so
box.
you don't confuse her.
Do not.
Yeah.
Listen, I know a man from Indiana, the most white trizzle man that I've ever met in my life. He's got a pit bull, he's got a dually, and he's got a channel.
She's
where
already
he
gone.
reviews.
Too long.
No, she's not. No, she's not because she likes the overhang of the chicken sandwich. I know Ana Paulina Luna, and I know her chicken sandwich.
You
but
just
I
need to
know
say,
she doesn't-
Anna, congratulations on the win. Bubba the
thanks.
Love Sponge is a pig. I hate him. What he said about you is untrue, and I support you, Anna, and you're beautiful.
Yeah, remember when
Yeah,
he
you have
dared?
eight
Bubba
seconds.
is a pig.
Yeah, remember on his YouTube
You're
he
the
put a video. I dare you to sue me.
Yeah, and I think you should sue him. He's a fat pig. He disgusts me. Congratulations on your win.
But I have to say she's the top big booty Latina as well.
Offer
I
a
should say,
$20 tip.
big boo- I should say, this Bubba the Love Sponge guy says you're the top big booty Latina. I would never disrespect you as that.
No, you just want to get straight. Bubba is a fat ass.
All
Sucks.
right,
Fat DJ from
all
Tampa.
right.
All right, listen, we gotta get
I'll
going.
be there soon. Yeah, I gotta go.
You're
I
gonna
gotta
be here
see Dr.
soon.
Dan
When?
about
For
my
what?
shoulder.
You're
I'm
gonna be.
gonna have to go fly out there for Dr. Dan for my neck.
Oh, okay, Dan. Is there a
Bubba, there's a
procedure?
huge-
Is there a procedure that
Bubba.
needs to be done, Danny?
IND.
Bubba, there's a mass under the neck. I mean, it's bad. I thought it was a fluid. I think it's a growth.
And by the way,
I mean,
we're
this could
all
be-
in trouble because Alex bought that unlimited fares thing from
Yeah,
Frontier.
yep.
I
did.
did.
You
did?
It doesn't start till May.
Yeah.
It doesn't start till May,
I
but I
know.
bought this gimmick, unlimited flights on Frontier. Now it's already gone up to like $800, but I bought it when it was $600. So it's unlimited flights, but
Yep.
there's some gimmick where you can only buy it like 10 days out or something
No,
like
it's
that. But that
one day.
doesn't matter.
One day out. It's 10-day for international. 1 day domestic.
1 day domestic.
And here's what
I
they're
don't
gonna
need
get
it.
you.
Last
That's all I
Stein.
need.
Here's what
when
they're
you're
gonna get you.
one way Stein, it's primetime 99, 1 day and one way.
They're
That's
gonna
always-
get
that's
you with
how
all
I've
the
always-
taxes and fees.
Hey,
but
Blitz, a lot of
still
people
a
are
good
going to
deal.
get me, all right? I've been getting got my whole life, and guess what? I'm still
now.
Blitz, I can take it. I can
what's
take
the taxes
a licking and
and
keep on ticking.
What's the taxes and the fees like usually, Blitz, on like $80-$90?
About
Not
$14.
Yeah, it's going to be about $30 each way.
Okay, still, man, that's pimp.
Because I was thinking about getting
It's pimp on a blunt.
Yeah.
All right, Alex.
I mean, even if I don't use it that much, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a video. Oh, this is me doing it and keep track of it. And that'll get 100,000 views.
Yeah, no,
it'll pay for $500.
I mean, you poop 100,000 views.
It makes sense for some other Alex to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Alex. Let's
see ya.
Talk soon, buddy, okay?
And I might go viral after tomorrow, so I might touch you guys Thursday. Who knows? You never know who I might. If I run into Elian Omar, I might run into some big politician tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you're always a day ago. You're always 24 hours from going viral at all times. That's your gimmick.
Well, tomorrow's going to be extra nuts because I'm going to confront congressmen. I mean, it's insane what I'm about to go.
I mean,
do,
I think your latest one did what, 600,000, 700,000.
It doesn't even matter because it doesn't matter, and that's never as good as a Big Booty Latina video. So I got to go find AOC.
All right,
if I see AOC, Bubba, I'm just saying, if I run into AOC and I say Big Booty Latina again, 10 million views.
Yep. Good luck on the chemo, Alex.
See you later, buddy.
Shut up, boys.
Bye, buddy.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.